hack of Drummond.
You take a look at the hack-a-shack rule. After the game, I wasn't happy. I felt a certain type of way about that because at the end of the day, you're affecting another human.
Joe Mazzulla's having a conversation with Billy Donovan. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect the game, but we have a few things at stake here.
It's unfortunate that you have to do that to a team and do that to another player, and so I apologize to Andre Drummond and to the Bulls for having to do that, but that's part of the game and that's kind of part of the tournament setup. I'd say one of my fears as a person who's outspoken about their faith is like you're not always reflecting what people think you should be reflecting as a Christian, right? I was talking to Father T about it, and he was like, the fact that you feel that way is a good thing. He's like, you should be worried when you make decisions like that and you feel nothing at all. Our faith is very important as a family, and my identity comes in. And I would say when I was younger, my identity was in being a basketball player, and like all my affirmation and everything I was seeking, I put into basketball. I put into being a basketball player. And I lost that identity when I got hurt and missed a season, and then I lost it again when I thought I was going to play overseas, and I lost the game of basketball. And then it made me ask myself, like, who am I? Like, who's Joe Mazzulla, the basketball player, versus Joe Mazzulla, the person? And like, as I got into coaching, I had to reinvent myself because my identity had been in something that's fleeting. You want to do the chapel over here? There you go. All right, see ya. So when Kamei came to look at the place, she walked in this room first, and she was like, this is the room for the chapel. So kind of like, I always made a promise that we were going to have that. So it's important. We try to start our day, end our day in here. A lot of the stuff from here is from Jerusalem when we went. The first time I went, this picture here, right outside the Holy Sepulchre Church, this is like the tomb that, Jesus' body was anointed on. And so, Father T and I were able to share in this moment. He's the guy that blessed the crowd when we were down 9 to Minnesota, so.
There we go. Tatum takes it. Got it! Corner. Yeah!
But he's been my priest since I was in 8th grade. And so we've known each other now for almost 20 years. I also love collecting rosary beads. Just because it tells a story of kind of like where you were at. So I have a few unique ones. Actually, Kara got me one of the best gifts you could ever have. And it's a rosary bead, but it's made from the original Boston Garden floor. Yeah, and so it just ties 2 of the 3 most important things in my life is, the job that I have for the Celtics, my faith and the tradition of the Celtics, and it's just a really cool gift.
For me, this is a dog that's very hard-headed, very stubborn, but she's also very, very like, let me get working.
Fits right in with the rest of the family.
I know she's doing a good job, but if anything, I always want to break.
Down. Good girl. This is ridiculous, by the way.
What?
No. Huh?
The walking?
Just the whole idea of now we're a dog family. My oldest has always wanted a dog. And I started asking people who had dogs around, and they always said how much the kids loved them and how great they were for the kids. So the more we kind of mentioned it, we just kind of spoke it into existence and then ended up with the dog. But now I love it. Sometimes.
Where have you struggled the most with her, would you say?
Like, I don't, it's just really when this one's around.
Come in, all right, so you're the favorite one then.
She follows me
Yeah.
everywhere.
I think she's starting to like really like me as much as she likes Kamei now. I think it's close. Rottweiler, they're misunderstood dogs.
Definitely.
And so I think they're wrongly perceived. When you have a Rottweiler and you walk around and you see people
cross the street.
Yes. But I think that's no different than like humans and people and how you judge people is like, yeah, they're very misunderstood.
I wonder if there are moments from your life where you felt misunderstood.
Yeah, I would say last year being my first season, I felt that way. Kind of in this box of like, who am I? Who's the head coach of the Boston Celtics supposed to be like? I think anytime you become a head coach and a leader, you have to, you have to find a space to where, how can you make it yours, and I didn't really have the time to do that, and I didn't think it was the time or the place in year one. The expectations that we had, the way we went about it wasn't really about me trying to be myself. It was more of what I thought the players and the organization needed.
Be addicted to greatness, come on! Don't let up!
I mean, that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the Rottweilers, because I think they're so misunderstood from the standpoint of how they're viewed by people, but how they really are, especially towards the people that they love. So you gotta get some wine biscuits. You gotta get pizza chips. My wife likes those. And then I always get a calzone. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
What you get?
Can we do a bunch of these?
And then I'm gonna do a mini spinach, pepperoni, and cheese calzone, please.
How you like it so much?
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's a lot of fun.
It's a big job.
Yeah, it is. I'm saying we used to come here obviously all the time, but my dad and my wife.
You were younger then.
I know. Sometimes they would send me in here by myself. I didn't make sure if I get the order right. My uncle lives where we used to live. My aunt still lives right over here. My sister just moved. Oh yeah, everybody's kind of still around.
The neighborhood don't change.
It doesn't change.
Just people die off and that's it.
That's it. And then the next generation comes in. But I'm glad I got to do this today. I haven't had a chance really to come back.
Listen, when you're down to Sirius, stop in.
I will. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. When I moved to West Virginia, I was there for like 15 years. I lost a bunch of my accent, and that was one of them. It was like, use guys, and then my grandmother, it was never Saturday, it was always Saturday. Like you always said it with the E instead of a Y.
I've never heard that.
Yes, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yes. So I lost those two things. Obviously, we love Italian food, and Dino, the owner, we met in our trip to Jerusalem this past year, and we came up here one night, and it's one of the best places that we've had. So it's a combination of the food, combination of the people that run it, and so we enjoy coming up here anytime we can. How good is that bread, huh? Kamei and I love food. It started even in like West Virginia. One of the things we always love to do is just go out to eat. And then when we moved to Fairmont, Fairmont was very similar to Johnston. It was like an Italian heritage, Italian background, a lot of Italians. They had a couple good places, and so we would always go there. And
every post game.
Yeah, every post game we'd go out to eat, and it was just kind of a way to relax, not take yourself too serious, either complain about the loss or relish in the win, like whatever it is. You could just share with people the good and the bad. It's the one place where I can kind of be myself. You can bust balls, you can tell jokes, you can have some wine, you can eat, and you just kind of let your hair down. So we try to do it as much as we can. Kara's done a good job of picking places on the road. So we make a reservation in every city, make it for like 6 people, and we just randomly invite different people. Oh, look at that, huh? The homemade relish, you could taste it right away. So the ordering system at dinner is the most important. It's one of the many selfish traits that I have, and I try to manipulate the table to order the things that I'm going to want outside of what I already want.
What are you looking at?
Yeah, so what do you think about getting, So I kind of interview everybody quickly, see what they want. I know what I'm getting, and then I'll bargain with people like, hey, if I get this and this, you want some of mine. So it's you have to think with the end in mind. So by the end of the meal, I want to be able to eat mine and try everybody else's. So if I can get everybody to order something that I like, it's a good meal for me. Bucatini and matriciano, my favorite Italian dish.
Make when you were growing up?
What was your favorite dish you made?
It's funny, it's shepherd's pie. Her house was like the, Penn Station of like our whole family. So it got to the point where the doors were never locked. Like anybody walked in, and she made dinner, just made it. And that's why one of the reasons why I eat fast is because like whoever got there got the food, and she just made it for everybody. And you didn't know if it was going to be 4 people tonight or 19 people. We got the veal, right? Hope you guys are hungry. You might as well get it on camera. If we win championship this year, we're flying to Jerusalem, and we're walking from Jericho to Jerusalem. And it'll be kind of like just our reconnect. But we went last year and we stopped right along this mountainside of the Kidron Valley. And you could see a path in between the mountains of, like, during the time, it was the only way he could have gotten from Jericho to Jerusalem was through this valley. And right there I was like, we have to walk that. Most people go to Disney World or whatever, but we went on, I think that's the most important place to go back and recenter yourself, you know?